Hello, I'd like to talk about the importance of leaving room for improvisation when you're telling a story to language learners so that they can co-create the story with you and they can jump in. So, to encourage interaction with your students, we have the before, during and after the story. As the lead-in, we want them to anticipate what's going to happen in the story, so you can provide them the title, an opening scene, and ask them questions, give them clues by tapping into the sensory organ or sensory experience, like playing some music instrument that will make them travel to another culture, ask them to taste something or smell something that will be related to the story. Imagine a scene, improvise a scene, so that then they will compare it with a scene that you will point out during the story. So during the story, as we said, leave room for improvisation, but you want to know certain parts of your story, certain key phrases that you will want to probably memorize and mime, because these will be important for your students, language learners, to acquire this new language. And especially if you're going to mime this chunks of language, you're going to invite them in, and it will give a kinesthetic experience and dimension to the language that they're acquiring. So sounds, you can use instruments, live instruments. You can invite them in to make some sound effects in the story. They can gently tap on the knees for the rhythm in a certain part of the story, or make the sound effects of rain or a storm, especially those students that tend to interrupt a lot and need to be moving a lot. You can give them that role of making the sound effects, and they will be very happy to do that. Repetition. So repetition, it's our brain is hardwired for repetition of rhythm, right? So especially with a song, so if you can repeat action verbs and you can repeat them 3 times with some melody, probably they can join in, and you can invite them to join in by opening your eyes, smiling, and doing a gesture with your hands without interrupting the story. Riddles, usually in folk takes we have riddles, and those students that are logical thinkers love this, and to avoid them giving the solution of the riddle before you tell it and ruin the whole story, you can ask them to say what they think to a partner, whisper what they think to a partner. So when the moment comes, just before the solution is going to come in the story, you can ask them to all to speak their thoughts and share their thoughts, and they can listen to each other, and then you continue the story. Interaction, it can be a main character interacting with the students, asking them for advice, asking the students to speak the thoughts of the character, to predict, to probably voice a solution of a problem. And here you will ask them to compare the imagined scene with the scene that is you're pointing out at that moment during the story. In mime, did I mention probably if you're doing an animal or something, or a new word, a new keyword, they can join in. And did I mention rhymes? Rhymes are very important. That rhythmic pattern, it makes them remember the language. Is there something that I'm missing? Okay, so the lead out is for them to reflect upon everything that was new that you've introduced. So in the lead-in, you were stimulating them, and you were leading them to a new topic that you were introducing, right? And so here they will digest that new topic, reflect and appropriate it, make it their own, because now they're gonna recreate that story through different means. They're gonna react to the story by miming it while you're telling it, miming it in silence, doing a role play with direct speech. They can interview a character and ask them to speak their thoughts, voice their opinion. They can do a freeze frame, and they can go deep into the thoughts, and you ask them to speak their thoughts while they're frozen. You can ask them to give a gift to a character. They can choose the character. It can be the victim. You can ask them to write a poem about the story or from a topic or the main theme of the story. Draw a picture, do a song, do a dance. Okay, I hope that this is useful for all of you.